Sales is the most lucrative skill in the world, period. The problem is most sales advice out there today is outdated, cheesy, and could even keep you from the deals that can make all the difference in your career. This is the No BS Sales School, a podcast for entrepreneurs and salespeople who want to master the skill of selling without all the BS. Welcome to the No BS Sales School podcast. I'm your host, Walker McKay. I just got off the phone with a guy in the financial services business. And great guy. He reached out to me on LinkedIn, which is how a lot of y'all are reaching out to me with this awesome. He said, he's ready to grow his business. It's time. He needs some training, he thought, and it was time for us to meet, which is cool. So I just got off the phone with him. Great guy. And asked him what his goals were. And he said, I said, what were you hoping training would do for you? I mean, 12 months from now, you're very happy with what's happened. What would have happened? And he said something kind of generic. He said, maybe I'd have 3 centers of influence who've each referred me one piece of business that's X size. I'm like, okay, what else? And he goes, good question. And he said, well, that I would be able to say what it is that I do and who I do it for clearly and concisely in a way that I'm comfortable doing it. I'm like, okay, what else? And he kind of sat there, and I sat there, and I waited and waited and waited. And he said, I don't know, that's pretty good. And I said, okay, tell me, I said, those are fixes, but what's the problem? What are you trying to fix? And he said, well, I want to get another $20 million of assets under management. Okay, $20 million, good. What's that worth to you? And he ran the numbers and told me that. And I said, why do you care? He said, good question. He goes, because I want to grow my business. And I said, why? He said, well, because I've been doing this a long time. I said, how long have you been doing it? He said, 17 years. And the numbers that he told me, he really hadn't grown much, like kind of basement numbers. But really good guy. So he's very smart, very studied. And anyway, we got down to the end of the call and he was able to give me some good intellectual answers, but I said, I'm not hearing what I need to hear from you. He said, what do you mean? And I said, I don't hear a level of commitment that you're ready to do something different. This is a nice to have, not a must have. And if it's just nice to have, you shouldn't hire me. It's too expensive. You won't get the return you're looking for. You got to find a reason why you care. And he said, wow, I've never thought about that. I said, can I tell you what about me and my experience with? I said, this is a matter of commitment on your part. And he said he's got some other outside income sources that kind of make his life okay. He's comfortable. His kids are out of the house. They're taken care of. And I said, let me tell you about 2 stories. And one story was riding the beach with my friend Ben when I was in the commercial real estate business. And I asked him, I said, Ben, why are you 5 times more successful than me? And we've been in the business the same amount of time. And he basically explained to me, he said, Walker, I don't have a safety net. I got nothing. If I fall back, if I don't make $300,000 or $400,000 a year, he goes, my family, I'd have to move them out of the house I just built. We'd have to move to some shitty little place. He said, I'm not willing to give that up. I came from nothing and I got no support other than me. And if I don't make it, we ain't gonna make it. So I said, okay, fine. I said, but why am I not doing well? He said, because your parents will take care of you. He said, they're not going to let you move in a mobile home. They're going to make sure you got the stuff you need. He goes, I don't have that. He said, I'm committed and you're playing. I'm sure I've told you all this story before, and I've told you the story before. I said, but it really made a huge impact on me. So the second thing that happened to me was I was calling a coach myself because I knew I needed his help. And I'm talking to this guy and he was from up north. He was much more blunt even than me. And we were talking about the kind of help that I thought I needed. About 6 minutes into the conversation, he said, you're not committed enough to fix any of this shit anyway. You're not going to fix it. And he hung up on me. I was like, holy shit. And I got pissed at him for about 30 seconds. And then I realized there's a theme here. You're the one, you're not committed, Walker. You're whining, you're bitching, you're whatever. You're not there. You want it, but you're not committed to doing whatever it takes. And so with this person, at the end of the call, I said, look, you're a great guy. I appreciate your candor. I appreciate you being straight with me. But until you're actually committed to doing whatever it takes to grow your business, you got to have a real strong reason and then execute on some things. Go make prospecting calls. Go knock on doors. Go do whatever the hell it takes. Go do that. Bring in a couple of clients and then call me for refinement. But if it's just a would be nice to thing, don't spend the money. So give yourself a check. Give yourself a gut check. How committed are you to your own success? Are you willing to do whatever it takes? Are you sure? How do you know? If you're not reaching your own potential, it may be a matter of your commitment to your own success. One of my coaches told me maybe what you have is a fear of success, not a fear of failure. That hit me right between the eyes too. Think about that yourself. I'd love to hear what you think. Let me know. I'm Walker McKay with No BS Sales. Check your commitment. Thanks for listening to the No BS Sales School podcast. If you're struggling to close deals, then I want to invite you to take my free mini course, where you'll learn the 7 most expensive sales mistakes that will cost you time, money, and credibility. So be sure to click the link in the show notes or go to www.7salesmistakes.com. That's the number 7salesmistakes.com. Thanks again for listening to the No BS Sales School podcast.